Welcome to Top Shelf Men. I'm Reese. Today, we will be talking about my experiences overseas and my observations in what passport bros get wrong when dating foreign women overseas. This video is for the men who realized that Western women make poor prospects for long-term relationships with all the feminism we are showered with here in the West. Or for men who are curious enough to go overseas and want to see what foreign women have to offer over their westernized counterparts that have drunk the feminist Kool-Aid. First of all, don't let any woman shame you for geomaxing or being a passport bro. Women geomax all the time. So the hot girl from a small town in Nebraska will move to a large city for a chance to see what is the highest value guy she can get. Before the invention of social media and the global sexual marketplace, these women would simply marry the most successful guy in their small town or their high school boyfriend. But now, these women will regularly move from their small town to a homeless, crime-ridden city to try to score with a hedge fund manager or a big city lawyer. While searching for her six-figure, six-pack abs, 6-foot-tall dreamboat, expect her to get banged out by Chads and Tyrones. So think about the DJ, the random guy she met from an online dating website. After all, she has to experience all the options available to her, right? Alright, so don't let any woman try to shame you for doing what women innately do to maximize their hypergamy. Now, as for my personal experiences, I fluently speak 3 languages and have had long-term experiences overseas. This is the main mistake I have observed that Western men make when dating or trying to have relationships with women overseas. And that mistake is Western men not bothering to learn the local language. Simply speaking, I have met many unmarried Western men living overseas for many years that barely speak the native language of the place they are living in. Many of these types of guys tend to fall into one of 3 categories. And those categories are, number 1, they manage to be chronically single and get frustrated because it was supposed to be easier in their mind. Number 2, Western guys that resort to only dating English-speaking Western women who are living in the same overseas country for work or school. Or number 3, they resort to dating roasties, desperate to hook any foreigner they can. Look, if you are looking to stay longer than a week or 2 to see what foreign women have to offer you, then do yourself a huge favor and put a little effort into at least learning the basics of the language spoken in the places you plan on traveling to. If you don't speak a lick of the language spoken in the places you plan on visiting, then expect to be severely limited in your ability to form social networks which lead you to meeting more women. You'll also be severely limited to only the women who speak passable English. This is what greatly reduces the dating pool of girls available to you. Unless you are going into a country that is infamous for mail-order brides begging foreigners to bring them back to the West, then most women that would make a good long-term relationship prospect have little to no interest in learning English if they come from a country that is first world. Especially with the current Western culture falling out of favor with the rest of the sane world. Even knowing the basics of the language leads to a better understanding of the culture, and this is important for many reasons. Every country has different cultures depending on the region. For example, if you are from the United States, there are stereotypes about the feminist soy boys in the large cities and the extra masculine overweight boss women covered in tattoos. Red-pilled American men take this information for granted, but for non-English speaking foreigners, this is new information. I have had several foreign men that moved from overseas to the United States for work, and they ask me why the women here are so masculine. Why are they so fat and entitled? Likewise, you can get a lot of information from local men that can advise you on different places in their home country and what kinds of women to look out for. After all, if you have decided to stay in a foreign country, you might as well start building your network or tribe of men. The next big reason as to why you should put in some earnest effort into learning the language is because outside the United States, there are a lot of women who in their youth dabbled in prostitution. Outside of OnlyFans and short-lived adult video careers, many women outside the West have the option of dabbling in cabarets, brothels, and many other types of clubs where men pay for their company. This might not be outright spreading their legs for the men like in a brothel, but in these industries, the most popular girls are tasked with making older men regular customers and getting them to spend lots of money. So who knows what these girls do to get a large following and loyal customers? These women are dangerous because from a young age, they learn what they need to do to get whatever they want from men. These types of women default to manipulation. These types of jobs are usually short-term, and top-shelf men do not want to deal with the baggage that women build up during their careers as ladies of the night. In cultures where women act feminine, you might never even be able to tell that the girl you were dating had worked these types of jobs in the past, until you start dealing with the manipulation, baggage, and drama. In my travels, I have always been surprised by the large groups of Western expats living overseas for years, and they barely speak the language of the country they have been living in. They hang out at English-speaking international bars, only have a handful of other English-speaking friends, and are involved with LTRs, particularly with only English-speaking Western women, or if they can get a native girl, it's usually a manipulative roastie. Make no mistake, girls that exclusively hunt for foreigners are girls that men from their own country and culture think that they are not worth pursuing. So these types of girls look for dumb foreigners whose time and resources they can extract. So do yourself a huge favor and don't limit yourself if you decide to get out of clown world and see what the real world has to offer. Put in some real effort into learning the damn foreign language. Thank you for making it to the end. If you watched this far, then might as well like and subscribe for more Top Shelf Men content. So, what have been your experiences overseas? Leave a comment below and let us know. This is Reese. See you next video.